Hello, Avatar. You're the first today. Where are you tuning in from, Avatar? And let me know if you are a gentleman or lady, and what age category you are, what age you are. Larabe, hello. Tukats, is that right? Am I pronouncing it right, or is it something? Lukats, maybe. Hello, good evening, Mehran. He says, hello, dear. Thank you very much. Hello to Poland as well. Avatar says, I love your videos and need to buy your books. Yes, you do. So go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. You have two choices: a signed copy of the printed version, or the very inexpensive copy of it in the form of ebooks. So there is the site, mind@6truth.com. Up there, I put the link up there. For Skype consultation or books or any other things that is offered there, you can just visit it. There we go. Batur, hello, dear. No, Avatar. The books are available. If they're an ebooks version, they're available on Amazon. They sell it somewhere around, depending on the book, $20, $26, and $34. But the same ebooks are available on my own site for $4.99, $5.99, and $6.99. So I think there's an incentive to go to my site. And of course, the printed version are available here in West Vancouver in Indigo, in the largest bookstore in Canada. And of course on my own site, which shipping is included in the price when you buy it from my site. Larabe says, how do I remove my obsession from my ex? It's been a year. India, 19 male. Larabe, you just asked a question which it took me about 700 or 600 videos to explain. There are over 750 videos on the subject, which out of the 750, at least 650 of them are on the subject of breakup and moving on and why you feel the way you do. Explaining in detail what the role of your psyche is, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego, in the way you feel and react and act, and how devastated you feel, and all the reasons for it. Then you become really aware of why, and it wouldn't be a mystery for you, and you could go on and understand that you're in control. and nothing really disastrous as you think has happened. And why is it that you feel that way? So all through the videos on YouTube, 750 and counting, you can find answers to that question. Otherwise, it's a broad question. Just go and search for any kind of a reason or anything that is questioning you, or go to my playlists and you'll see there's about 60 some odd playlists. Each have a title, and each one of those playlists have number of videos in there addressing that particular topic. Alessandro loves Japan. See, I remembered your name from your screen name. Hi Mehran, she says, so glad to see you. Glad that I'm here and you guys could join me. Thank you. Iwona Kuzmix. Can I pronounce this name? Let's see. Iwana or Ivana, I'm not sure what. Kuzmish. Okay, I tried. Hello dear to you too. Avatar says, do you have a plan to visit the UK? Well, I could have a plan if somebody arranges a get together and invite me, pays the fees, and I go and do a lecture and discussion and interaction, and that could be a plan. Any one of you who can arrange one of these big meetings, and then you can contact me directly and we'll see how we can discuss arrangements and what you can get out of it as well. And then we'll go, and hopefully then I can go start packing up and going around the world. There was a talk at one point that they were gonna, some organization who did an interview with me in regards to the books and what I do, to invite me to Australia for a discussion or conference or public speaking engagement. So we'll see how that will come out, and I'm preparing with the brochures and things to have a little bit of a introduction, so the entities that would be interested and contact me, some contacts from Germany has been made and so on, then I can at least pursue it with having the proper stuff ready. So there you go. And Larab says, that was a funny reply. Should I cut my ex and friendship then? Well, Larab, you need to understand why is it that you feel the way you do. Because if you don't understand why you feel the way you do, you think that you should be feeling this way. You think that it is very important and that she's in control of your life just by denying you a relationship. You think that is something disastrous has happened in the world. I want you to go through those videos and look at the playlist and see which one answers your questions. There are over 700 of them. And then you will understand that what she's deciding is a reflection on her. It doesn't take anything away from you just because she's denying relationship with you. And you don't need her affirmation and relationship with her to feel good about yourself. It's just that your desire, which in turn wants to fulfill your ego, they're connected, is creating this feeling in you that you've lost something extraordinary. But the reason that you feel you've lost something extraordinary is because your desire for pleasure of being intimate with her and getting to know her and the rest of it, because of the program that we have in our genes for procreation and seek for female and relationship and so on and so forth. And this is why you feel that way. Otherwise, it is not that she was the only person in the world that could make you feel the way you would. There's so many other wonderful women around the world that you will have the opportunity to get to know them and bond with them on consciousness level and interaction and see where it goes. But at this moment, you're following your desire in pursuit of pleasure. And that's why you think, I don't have that pleasure, then she was the only one that could make me feel that way, that I could feel important, that I could feel free without any concern or thoughts about any responsibility or anything when I'm with her. All that makes you feel like she was the one and the only one, instead of thinking it is your capability to want to be with a woman and feel desired for their attention that made her so important. Not her by her own, because you can feel the same about any other woman. It's your capability. So it is your desire that is actually make her seem so important, not her on her own. If you understand that, then you're halfway done. So, let's see. Jack, hello dear. Jack says, you're looking very mellow today, man. Yeah, you know, I thought I wear this this brown shirt. I like this brown shirt. It's so it's nothing formal. So I don't know. I just felt like comfortable in it. Iwana says yes, perfect. Oh, perfect. That's first. I'm perfect in something. So let me try it again. Was it Ivana then, or Iwona? Is it a W or a V? And Kuzmich or Kuzmij. Kuzmij maybe. Huh? I love pronouncing difficult things because I love languages. The first one. The first one. I don't know which was the first one. I have to upload the the video to see. Anyhow, glad that you're here, dear. Patrick says, hi Mehran, my ex broke up with me 6 months ago. Join the club. So the relationship was toxic. Yes, okay. She has a disorder and I had depression as well. Okay. I can't seem to move on. Can she change or should I just move on? Well, the idea of if somebody can change or not, of course, is a big question. That is not something that I could answer because I don't know her. I don't know what she's facing with. I don't know what she was facing with. I don't know where she come from mentally. And I don't know what the situation between you two are and what the criteria or concerns from both point of views are. So therefore I can't answer that question. But in general, if someone can change, yes, because every one of us are changing all the time, as everything else in this universe is changing all the time on molecular level, atomic level. Everything is evolving. So on the basis of if she can change, yes, she can. On the basis of if she wants to change, I don't know. On the basis you want her to change, yes, I know you do. But are you able to help her and become the catalyst for her to change? Again, it needs for both of you, maybe if you're interested, book a Skype consultation appointment with me. The three of us, we can explore it and figure out where the problem is or what we can go and how we can go forward, which would work to what you two have in mind on personal level. Otherwise, you know, information is a little bit limited, so not sure if I could be more, I could suggest anything more. Jack says, like the mellow shirt and jumper, Mehran. What jumper? I don't have a jumper. What jumper? This is actually a good shirt. I used to wear for, you know, just soccer and things like that. Ari says, Ari sounds like an Armenian name. Am I right? Or is it just a screen name? I'm extremely happy to see you live streaming. I'm glad that you're here too as well, Ari. I really love watching your videos and you help me a lot in my life. And you bring back happiness and joy to my life. I would like to say thank you. Well, listen, you are elected for the next hour to be the promotional manager of what my work, because the description and the kind words that you just put in that sentence can take me far. If more people can hear about what you're saying and these testimonies are helpful, well, I'm delighted, Ari, that you have found the videos helpful, and I hope that you will always use them in order to bring that happiness and tranquility and understanding of what is happening in your psyche, within yourself, by yourself, and help yourself to be always joyful and happy in your life. And thank you for the kind words. And we have Lucas says, my question, I fell in love with a person from a distance. Ooh, okay. Now, how distance is that distance? Is it across the street? Then that's not too bad. If it's across the world on virtual connection, oops, we've got work to do. And he continues, but she is not interested. She has her own life there. It's hard for me to deal with it. Any advice? Yes. The advice is that the first criteria to want to be involved with someone is to see if her intentions are mirroring or at least close to your intentions, which before that would mean, is she also interested in you? If she's not interested, why should you be in love with anybody who's not interested in you? Move on. Don't sell yourself short. Just that because she's not interested, why should you be more interested? It's supposed to work in this way. If you're interested and she's interested, the interest would be encouraged for both of you. If you're interested, she's not interested, you should not be going forward. You should be going a different direction. Find a new venture where both of you would be interested. Why is it that you feel if she's not interested, that's a cue for you to fall heavier in love? That means you simply are trying to satisfy your ego and your desire for pleasure, not understanding that you have more worth and value than following someone who doesn't give you the same worth of value that you're giving her. It's simple. If both of you are not interested, it's not gonna work. It's like you're begging for something. Why should you be begging? You're a man or a woman who is independent and capable and sophisticated and can create opportunities by making an effort for where that opportunity could come to fruition. It's like saying, I have these seeds and I keep trying to plant it on rocks, and I wonder, it's so hard, but that means I should really try harder. No, it's just telling you that seed is not going to grow on that rock. So therefore, go and find a fertile grounds. This means simply, you cannot put your efforts where that effort is not going to come to fruition, come to something. If you want to drill oil, you have to know if there's oil down there. And then you drill, as long as it goes. So if you're interested in a girl, and the girl is not interested in you, that means this effort will not lead to anything that you're hoping for. So why put the effort? Because she's made it clear. If she was giving you some overtures or some signals that, yes, I would be interested or could be interested, try, at least you would see those signals, then okay, there's justification for your effort. But you sell your effort so short, then you start thinking that you're not valuable, because you can see you're constantly giving this emotions and efforts and so on for someone that you clearly know is not interested, and pretty soon you lose respect for yourself, and that's when you start falling deeper. So cut the loss short, recognize and respect her wishes, and respect your own as well, and move on. There. So Iwana says, Amen. I don't know what she said that for, but okay. Alias says, hi Mehran, I'm Alessandro. Oh, okay, Alessandro from Italy. So why did I call the other person Alessandro? What did I do? I made a mistake. I called Al Loves Japan Alessandro. Maybe both have the same name. Or am I totally confused because you guys don't remind me of your names and where you're tuning in from and how old you are now. Remember guys, this was the deal. You tell me where you're tuning in from, how old you are, you're a male or female, because sometimes the pictures or the names is not clear for me. So at least I know what my demographics are and how to address your questions. And now we have Ivana is getting frustrated with me with my pronunciation. Okay, so I take it it's probably Ivana Kuzmij. That's my guess from the excellent that I see she says. The excellent is her last remark, and my last try was Kuzmij. So let's see if I'm right or not. Madara says, when Patrick said I broke up 6 months ago, and then Mehran said, welcome to the club. Okay. Because it's inevitable. This could happen to anybody. It's just that you guys should stop thinking that breakup is the end of the world. Breakup is simply meaning the duration for that exploration of that experience is over. Simple. It's like you go in a soccer field and you play a game for 90 minutes, if there's no overtime. And it could be a warm-up, it could be a training, it could be just that game. That doesn't mean that you will always be unsuccessful. If you lost that game, or if you won that game, it never means that this is how that game will always be played and the result would be always the same for you. It just means it was one experience, one game, and that's how it turned out to be. Learn from it, gain experience, become more confident, and go on for the next challenge or next opportunity. Breakups is the same. You get to know each other, you do what you think you should be doing in order to get that relationship off the ground and then see where it goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works at the beginning, and that's fine. Everything is novel and everybody's encouraged. And then because everybody changes, and you all are going through changes, as we all always are, the needs changes, the expectations, the standards changes, then our own development changes, then we end up seeing different things in ourselves. Therefore, we modify what we expect in whoever it is that we were having a relationship with, and on that basis, we may no longer be interested, or they may no longer be interested, or things. Simply don't think just because somebody said okay to you, that's how she will always think about you, because she's changing, you're changing, and her taste may change, and you may decide to go a different direction, and that's okay. You gain experience, and from that experience, you go on to next opportunities and possibilities. But it doesn't mean that just because you broke up, hell broke loose. No. I've discussed that in the 750 videos. And if I really get going, it could be a complete course of a good lengthy one, maybe a weekend at least. That's why it would be good if we would have workshops somewhere arranged by some of you or some entity that we could have these for people who are going through these devastations, so to speak, and explain to them that it is not, and why it is not, and why is it that they feel the way they do. And then you will be clear that a breakup is part of life. Breakup is part of a relationship. If you think you're going to get married and that's the end of it, well, that was 100 years ago, that people will die before they get divorced. Now, getting married or getting into a relationship, it is a prelude to a breakup in most cases. And that's normal. And it's okay. And it's not the end of the world, because you will always be able to have other relationships if this didn't work out. As much as you try to make it work, great. If you did, fantastic. If you didn't, it's not the end of the world. Life is far bigger than this. Life cannot be summed up in one girl or one guy or one relationship. It's an experience, learn from it, and build a better one on the next turn. Now, let's see. And Battle Circuit says hello from Los Angeles. Hello. Did I say it in the Los Angeles accent? Last I heard, it also speaks English there. Ivana says, Ari is right, Mehran. You are an excellent anti-depressant. Okay, thank you. Well, I'm glad I'm good for something. Waking up this morning and find out that I'm an antidepressant, it's better than being the encouragement for depression. So, Ivana, thank you. I take the kind words. Now, Alias says, how to completely kill the hope for my ex to come back. In other words, you have broken up and you don't want, again, Alias, let's see, it's Alessandra, right? It's a good news that I forget your names, because that means we're growing. So Alessandro says, how to completely kill the hope for my ex to come back. She is seeing someone else. She doesn't love me anymore. And even when she did, she decided I was more harm than good. How to let go of hope? I don't understand. You are asking me how to completely kill the hope for my ex to come back. Oh, I see. You want her to come back. So I thought you want to kill the hope for her to think that she can get back to you. Well, it's simple. Are you interested to get on a train that goes to a different city than you want to go? If you're interested in that, then keep hoping to get back with your girlfriend with all the things that you described about her. She's going somewhere else. She's headed somewhere else. She's on a train with somebody else. She's going an opposite direction that you want to go. You're going this way, she's going that way. And you wonder how to convince yourself you should kill this hope. Well, what more obvious can this be? And why should you even want to be with someone that is completely going different direction, has no interest? Why should you be interested in someone who has no interest in you? Why? What's wrong with you? Have some respect for yourself. Respect her ideas and her wishes for her own personal life, but respect yourself as well. What's wrong with you? Are you supposed to be somebody's gopher or a servant? Is that the meaning of relationship? So do you really love her? Or you love what she makes you feel? If you really love her, let her go and understand that before you can love her, you should also love yourself. And she's expressing to you that she doesn't love you. So why do you want to give your love, this precious emotion, to someone who cannot take care of it? That means you have no respect for yourself, for your own love. If you don't have any respect for your love, which we just proved, how could you expect that she would have respect for your love? You don't even care about it because you're willing to give it to someone who doesn't want it, which means you have no value for your love. And in that token, she can say, if you have no respect for your own love, why should I care about it? It probably worth nothing. You should give your love to someone who actually desires it, wants it, will take care of it, will promise you to be attentive to it. As long as she does, you give it to her. When she stops, you take it away, go somewhere else. This is just a basic, natural way of thinking about loving someone and loving yourself. Want to give someone that you love something? It has to be valuable. How could it be valuable when you are willing to give it to someone who doesn't want it? It means you have no value for it, which they feel it as well. So keep that and give it to someone who wants to treat it nice, and before that, you treat your own love and emotions kindly and respectfully. I hope that is something for you to think about. And Taher says, oh, hello Taher from Sweden. Hope you are doing well, Mehran. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Excited and happy to see you. Hope everything is going well for you as well. El Haj says, what does it mean when a girl says she loves you after sex? When a girl says she loves you after sex, what do you think it should mean? It means, whatever it means, you've done, you know, something right, I guess. Alexandra from Romania, 21 female. There we go. Now I am clear the difference between Alexandra and Alessandro and the screen names. And Ivana has just poured cold water on my hopes that I pronounced her name correctly. She laughs and she says, nope, the first. Excellent. Now I don't know which one was the first, so I will try later. Excalibur says, hola Mehran. Hola Excalibur, ¿cómo estai? Hope you're doing well. He says, thank you for not forgetting my request of including the time. Yeah, yes, I did it right away on the title. Strong memory, Mehran, probably from trying every tea combination. Yes, speaking about that, I have one here. Lovely. Yes, I did, and it was actually, you know, a good idea. Easy to do it. I'll do it from now on. The title that I choose, I put a timestamp, at least people can follow that. Sandy, hello Sandy, good evening. She says, Mehran, I am a day late, but happy Nowruz to you and everyone here. Thank you, and happy Nowruz to you as well. As you all know, Nowruz is a celebration of beginning of spring, which was celebrated by the Persians at the time of Persian Empire, and before that, I guess, over thousands of years ago, I don't know, 3, 4, 5,000 years, and still continues around the world, and many people celebrate it. And 21st of March this year was the time that this celebration was at its full speed everywhere that celebrated that. Lottie says, maybe we love to chase the person who doesn't love us back because we are raised in society where the dramatic passion of the unrequited love story is seen as more meaningful. Well, yeah, you know, you might want to think that the story is interesting, but this is not a story, this is your life. You want to be a little bit more caring and serious about how and where you put yourself into, and how you're going to protect yourself, take care of yourself, rather than leaving yourself open to get hurt and feeling depressed for something that is readily available other places. But of course, I understand. We've talked about it in many videos. It's not as simple as that, but it is not as devastating as that either. You have to understand that it is just about desire, ego, thoughts, and consciousness, and how you want to feel important, feel more, feel free, and enjoy the pleasures. All these come into work. That's why you feel so bad when you break up. Otherwise, actually, nothing happened to you. It is the image you have of yourself that is interacting with the image you have of your girlfriend. And she has an image of herself and it's interacting with the image she has of you in her mind. The two images are interacting. And when one doesn't continue, what is hurt is not you, is your image. Only your image. Nothing bad has happened to you. But you think because your image has become more important than you, you all try to protect your image instead of actually thinking the image is there to shield you from all these things that happen to you, and especially understanding that you change your image from one moment to the next during your daily affairs. As we discussed before, you go to a shop, you have an image of a shopper. You go to work, you have an image of a clerk or a professional of some kind. You ride a bus, you have an image of a passenger. You drive the bus, you have an image of a bus driver. You go to school, you have an image of a student. You teach a class, you have an image of a teacher. You go to your mom, you have an image of a son or daughter. You go to your children, you have an image of a father or mother. So these images are where you actually take to interact with the world. And one of these images is where you're in a relationship. And when things don't work out, is the image that gets hurt in your mind, because you consider yourself, know yourself, identify with yourself through the image that you have created of yourself in your mind about yourself. And now you think that image is you. And the reason you choose these images is because the mind has no home. Everything in your body, our life is mind and body. We have physical entity, we have the mind, thoughts. In our physical entity, everything has a place. My finger has a place here. My wrist has a place here. Ears here, nose here, eyes here. I know where everything is. But you don't know, we don't know where our mind is. The mind has no place in the body, everything else does. So it's clear for us what it is. But the mind doesn't. It's all over the place. And that's why we want a place for it. We want our mind to be secure. We take these images in order for our mind to find refuge and feel secure, feel safe. Mind seeks refuge in images. And when that image is lost, mind thinks that something disastrous has happened. His home is destroyed. So he becomes totally uncomfortable. That's why in one of my books, Me, My Psyche, and I have described and explained a complete chapter about mind needs a home. If you guys look at that chapter, you will understand why you need to give a home to your mind. So the mind will not constantly look for images, so you can live your life mostly free from images. If you're free from your images, the images won't get hurt, you won't get hurt, you have no image that anything could hurt it. Living without image is the first step to total freedom from all these nonsense and experiences that happens in our lives. And some of them we consider it so devastating. So anyhow, before we go any further, get the Me, My Psyche, and I book in the ebook version or the printed version, and you will have a lot more of these little things in there that could help you to get to know yourself better and have your psyche a little bit more clear to yourself, which will help you to negotiate your day-to-day life in a stronger and more clear way. Batur says, how may I avoid from my human soul? Sometimes it captures my mind and I cannot resist, and I do the same bad thing that I should not do, like backbiting and some sins. After doing these, I regret. Batur, I think I'm the only person in the world who's been asked to discuss things that it's a very conspicuous way, because I really can't focus directly on the question if it's in riddles. So give me the info, throw me the bone, be kind to me. I may be really good, but I can't read minds. So do please explain in detail, or make an appointment with me, book an appointment, and we'll discuss it further. Otherwise, I can't really generally figure out what the whole intention or the question is there. My apologies for that inability. And the 1GX says, hello sir, my name is Josh, 23, Pennsylvania, USA. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for your kind introduction. Now I know at least I'm talking to a 23-year-old young man from Pennsylvania. I have been dealing with extreme emotions with a year-long relationship done for over 2 years now, and I've been rejected by a co-worker, and being around her is stressing and depressing. How do I conquer this problem? Josh, you're at age 23. You're going to take every relationship so seriously. And as normal as it is for every young man at that age, between the ages of 20 and 26, 7, 8, or 30 even, sometimes it's all ages, but mostly in early 20s, every relationship seems like a whole new world and such an important thing, mostly because you haven't accomplished much about yourself. You haven't learned much about yourself. You haven't completed the tasks and the goals that you hoped to do. You haven't made much out of yourself at this age, which is normal. You're very young. You're on your way maybe to finish university, or you already have, to get a job and get some kind of economic situations, maybe whatever it is that you have in mind, get settled and secure yourself financially, or learn the things you want to learn, advance in whatever is interesting you, but you haven't done that yet. So you're in the process of making something out of yourself. But we're conditioned to be more from childhood, always compared from this person to that person. The teacher compared us with the other students. Parents compared us with the uncle's son or daughter, or the auntie's son and daughter, or so and so and so and so. Competitions and all these in the schools and everywhere else. Getting a job always was something to compare. Everybody has done all these and made you feel you got to be more than what you are. And this wanting to be more has become the obsession of life. And in this age, you haven't completed the stuff that we just talked about, accomplished the stuff that you could do in the future, or you are about to do, on your way to do. Therefore, you still want to be more, and you seek that being more in a relationship with your girlfriend. That becomes so important for you because it makes you feel so important, pleasure, and manly, and attention towards you. And women being so important in our lives, we cherish that connection, and their affirmation is so important to us. And when that doesn't work, they take it away, or the relationship breaks up, you feel as if you're no longer more, and you've diminished to something, which is all again because of the conditioning all through your age and through your upbringing. It is not any facts to it. You have not been diminished. She has not been a god. She has been representation of a nice relationship, made you feel good, made you feel more, and you felt that intimacy being so important for you, especially at this age, which the intimacy part is not really that common, or it's just becoming more and more meaningful when there's substance to it. So all of that means that you simply are thinking of her as something so important to give you value versus how you get your value from what you will be accomplishing in life. If you had done that, then your confidence would be in yourself and what you've accomplished. But right now, your conflicts, your confidence is mostly coming from her and that relationship and the affirmation you get from her. You should stop that. You should understand that your confidence is with you. Your ability to love again somebody else and give the same importance to this new person that you gave to the old person is within you. You are in control of that. The fact that she's so important is because of your attention to her. She's not that important on her own. She's important because you desire her. You have bestowed upon her. You have created this importance in her. It is you who gave her that value. Without you valuing her, she doesn't have that by herself. You can give the same attention and value to someone else if you find them meet your standards. So focus on that and focus on the fact that you are the one who's giving value to her rather than thinking that her attention to you gives value to you. The fact that you like her makes you think that she's so important that you're liking her. But the fact that you like her is because you are giving her value. And yet you think because you like her, therefore she's the valuable one, and that's why you like her. But she's valuable because you like her. So take that liking away and give it to somebody else. You will see that you're in total control. You don't have to be kneeling down just because of the pleasure of intimacy and whatever your order was with her. The fact that you got used to that lifestyle and feeling the way you felt, you can get the same feelings in another relationship with another woman. Be patient. Be patient. You're not the only guy who feels this way at this age. Every one of you guys in 20s, you think, oh, she's a god. No, she's just giving you that amazing feeling of intimacy and pleasure, the climax in the sex that makes you feel free of every responsibility and challenges that you may be facing in life. Because at that moment, you have no understanding or awareness of yourself, the whole universe, the whole nature, any responsibility, any shortcomings, and that point, you're totally free. You have nothing and you have everything. You're one with the universe and you're not even aware of it or yourself. And that's where you find total freedom. And now you think by not her being around, you've lost all that. It's not true. It's still there. It's in you. You go and get it through somebody else and stop brainwashing yourself by keep thinking about it for 2 years that she was the one, she was the one. And then you'll stop believing it. And that's why then you can't even move on because you have conditioned yourself to believe this nonsense. Now, move on before I get upset. Hope that is something for you to think about. And Excalibur says, damn it, Mehran, the train destination analogy is so excellent. Thank you. El Haj says, I learned a lot from you, sir. Is not as hard to get over your ex if you had a normal relationship. What about the people who have been victims of narcissist abuse? Thanks again. Well, victims of narcissism abuse should tell you that you should have more respect for yourself and not to fall into that. Why are you a victim of a narcissist? Because you have a need. The importance of things and people is equal to your need for that gain, whatever it is that you gain from that interaction. So it's not that they are actually important. It's the fact that you're trying to gain something in that relationship, in that interaction, in that whatever it is, friendship, And that's what makes them seem important. Otherwise, they're not. Who's important? Nobody's important. Nobody is anything. Every one of us are just it. We're trying to survive and learn something. Yet because of the needs that we have of something that somebody else might be in control of, or part of its decision making, something that you want, whether it's in business or relationship, then you somehow think that that person is important. But in fact, that person is not important. Your need or goal or plan has turned that person to seem important. But in reality, who's important? Everybody gets up in the morning. They got to go to the bathroom. They got to eat some food. They're going to clean themselves. They're going to go to work or meet the challenges that the nature would have for them. They can't cure a common cold, and they're not safe from anything at all. Everybody in the same boat, but yet somehow you think that somebody is so important. And they have different names for themselves. One is called this authority, one that authority, one this leader, one that leader. They're all human beings. And now you look at your girlfriend. Suddenly she has become end all be all. Why? Because you think your desire is end all be all. That pleasure, that intimacy is what defines you. No, there's a lot more to be defined by in this world. Learning, educating yourself, researching, enjoying, in harmony, helping people. All kinds of things that could make you committed to this life rather than finding your commitment to life through some kind of a pleasure. Whether that pleasure is love, sex, money, drugs, any kind of pleasure, or games. You can't turn whole life to be summarized in pleasure. Pleasure is part of life. But it's not supposed to be the motivation for you to do anything and everything just to get that pleasure. Some pleasures you got to walk away. So the hell with it. It might be pleasurable, but it's bad for you. Like drugs, like alcoholism, like becoming somebody's stooge, or following someone just because you think she's all that. If she's not interested, that's the end of it. So the same way, if somebody's interested in you and you're not interested, that should be the end of it too. So respectful of other people's wishes in relationships and respectful to yourself is the key. Don't sell yourself short. Now, Excalibur says, thank you, Mehran. I'm glad that you like my idea. Now my question is, do you think most people pursue love for the hidden reason to escape themselves? Not really. They don't want to escape themselves. They want to pleasure themselves and become more valuable. And love is where everything really happens. When you feel that frequency of love, you forget about your problems. But you can't fall in love purposely just to forget about your problems. It's the other way around. When you fall in love, whether it's lust or love, you do feel better and forget about your problems. But you can't purposely fall in love. You can't be in love. It's like, I'm going to try to fall in love with this girl so I can forget my problems. No, it won't happen. Unless you really are interested in that girl, somehow. Now, Excalibur says, come to think of it, we're never just in ourselves. Constantly have to be distracted with TV, phone, so on and so forth. Okay. Come, Excalibur. Oh, man. Okay. Larry Khan, she doesn't come in my dreams. Okay, you guys are talking to yourselves. Okay. The 1GX says, thank you. You always explain things with clarity. Do you think most men after 35 years of age have a harder time finding and interacting with females they're attracted to? No, not at all. Who says that? That's a myth. It depends on who you are. The age is not going to bring more or less chances or opportunities for you. The age by itself means nothing. It's the character, personality, the energy exchange between two people. So if you're a person who's cordial, loves women, polite and kind and caring to them, makes them feel comfortable and safe in your presence, and you are unselfish and attentive to the right woman, well then of course they would reciprocate. And if they don't, well, they're not your kind. Move on. But just saying that age 35 is good or bad, or age 40 or age 60 or age 20, it pretty much up to a certain age has nothing to do with the age. Yeah, I can expect when I'm really old, no 30-year-old woman would be interested in me. That's a reasonable assumption. But not when you're 35-year-old. At age 35, you can have almost any girl who is an adult and is interested in a balanced relationship. You have a chance with all of them, and they have a chance with you. It's a perfect age. It's a mature age. It's a reliable age, if you want to talk about age. But there are so many people 35 or 40, they're still idiots and irresponsible. We're not talking about personality. We're talking about someone decent and responsible at age 35 or age 40 or age 30 or age 50. These people, because they are stable and their personality and character being of a positive kind, they'll have all kind of chances with a woman of their choice and a woman who's looking for quality person. So the age of 35 and all that is not nonsense. Don't fall into that. And he says now, not age, but lifestyle that leads to a lonely person. I wonder, why should you be lonely? You know, why should you? I mean, you can't go hide yourself in a room and expect girls to come and see you and like you. Well, you got to be out there interacting, exchanging energy, getting to know people, and then introducing yourself to them and let them introduce themselves to you. And then you can see how it can, you know, evolve. Otherwise, you can't say, okay, I want to be lonely, but I still want people come and find me and ask me, you know, to have a relationship with it. That won't happen. You know, you can't hide an orange and try to sell it. You got to put it up, shine it, and make it look nice. And you know what I'm saying. Present yourself. Present yourself somewhere in the right places, and then you will have a chance finding, you know, another good person. Excalibur says, Mehran, how does meditation make you feel? Well, it's very simple. You don't want to know how meditation makes me feel. You want to know how meditation makes you feel. And for that, you need to follow the instruction on the book that you probably have, Me, My Psyche, and I. There's a big chapter on meditation, step by step, tells you exactly what to do, and see how you feel. If you want me to tell you how you would feel when you're having spaghetti, I can't tell you. I can only tell you how I feel when I have a spaghetti. And I feel pretty good. I haven't had spaghetti for a while though. Now, so guys, looks like I have answered all the questions, and even questions that wasn't there. So I want to thank you for your time and hope that you will have a rest of the wonderful day or evening wherever you are. I look forward to talk to you again soon, and thank you for sharing this time with me. And every one of you, have a wonderful day or evening. Be good to yourself and to the others, and take good care of yourself and to the others. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.